I want to
Biggest thing when you're a position coach,
Kenny
man, is
Burns.
that people are going to tell you that you cannot be a head coach without being a coordinator, without being someone who's had play calling experiences, and I get it, I do. But to me, that wasn't my desire. I never had the desire to call plays. I never had the desire to sit up top and look down and make the adjustments from that standpoint. To me, I wanted to be the CEO of a program, and
I want to talk on this. So this Kenny Burns brings up he's the second year head coach at Kent State. He's also had some interesting takes on recruiting. Um, his philosophy is that being a CEO, you don't need to go through every single step. Meaning, you could be a position coach and become a head coach, and that's been true in some instances recently. That guys have gotten head coaching jobs. It's the jury's still out, and I think it's going to take some years whether that can be successful. And the reason why I bring it up is um, the paths that have given you the ability to be successful is if you are in charge of a few people at a position, that's one thing, and a strategy and those kind of things. If you're in charge of or an area for recruiting, that's one thing. When you're in charge of as a coordinator, you're not just in charge of players, but you're also in charge of a larger group of men as well. So and players, and your strategy is limited to maybe one side of the ball, but your strategy is a little bit larger than it is as a position coach. So it starts to get you thinking about what it takes to be successful for the whole entire team. The jump from position coach to head coach is an interesting one because head coach is in charge of the whole program, and how do you learn those things as a head coach without being a coordinator, where you have to manage more and more people? It's kind of a step process, and we're talking about jumping a step in order to become CEO. I think it can work, but you need to have some MBA level experience. So MBA meaning Master's of Business Administration. You've got to understand all the things that go into the program. You've got to understand the details of the program. You got to understand the financials of the program, and there's some training that has to be done there in order to be able to give you an opportunity to do that. And that might involve being on the other side of it, on the player personnel side, alongside being a position coach to give you a better skill set. But it'd be interesting to see what happens here. Let's listen to the rest of this.
I think you don't have to be a coordinator to do that. There's tons of people who are out there who are position coaches that went to this role. The one piece of advice I'd give everyone, and I call them my big three, when you're trying to make that journey from a position coach, you've got to, when adversity hits, first be creative and positive. People are going to tell you, like I said, you got to get creative with how you go about that journey, and then you got to stay positive. You're going to get told no way before you get told yes. Carl could tell you, I was denied 12 head coaching jobs before I finally got one. And I just kept going and getting creative and finding a school that I fit, where my culture fit, with what I wanted to build fit. And I found that here at Kid State. The second thing I tell everybody is, listen, when you're told no, be better, not bitter. For some reason,
I love this right here. So I think he does have some really good skill sets. Be better, not bitter. That's a great point. So you're going to have a lot of failure along the way. And one of the things that a lot of people do when they get told no is they get upset, which is understandable, but they let it take them down. Instead of, you might be annoyed, you might be mad, but then moving forward, I think Kenny Burns has some really good points here. Moving forward, being positive, what you want to have as your outcome. If you're positive about it, that's going to give you the best opportunity. Don't be upset when adversity hits, and don't be upset, at least long term, and figure out the best way to work. So he talks about that
when
here.
we don't get what we want, we find a way to be better, and we get down and out on ourselves. We turn that to people, get mad at them for not hiring us, get mad at people for not helping us. Don't do that. Be better. Find a way you can be better in that circumstance for the next opportunity that's coming. And then the last thing I always say to everybody is, be you. Be you. Don't be anybody else but yourself. I think ADs can read through people being fake. I think they want a genuine person. And I'm not, I always talk about PJ Fleck, who's one of my mentors. I'm not him. He never wanted me to be him or forced me to be him. He tried to help me be the best version of myself. And
I think that's a part, and as we talk about that NBA portion, having PJ Fleck, Craig Bowl as mentors are definitely huge helps for Kenny Burns. Now, obviously, we'll see how it translates into his own management skills of the team and development and the building of the team. But I think being genuine on what you're doing and your approach to everything is obviously going to give you a good chance for success. I'm curious to see what happens here at Kent State. Kent State's always been a very difficult place to win. Some guys have won there. So it's really going to take great effort in a new area transfer portal.